What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Football Known Podcast. Today we have Thomas. How are you, man?
Good. How are you?
Good, good. How's the drive up here?
A lot of traffic.
Yeah. Are you ready for spring break?
Couldn't be more ready.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Do you guys train over spring break, or do you have the whole week off?
We have the whole week off, so we have 2 games tomorrow against Daytona State and St. Leo, and then kind of exhibition matches, and then we get the rest of the week off.
You guys play two 45-minute games?
We're playing 260s.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So two different teams, kind of with 2 different formations to see what's going on.
How's the team this year? What season?
So fall we actually did pretty well. We have a lot of talent, like a lot of young talent, kids from Sporting and stuff, and so it's definitely good to see that. My freshman year, there was a lot of talent. It's more like a gritty team, blue collar working.
Yeah.
Made it to the A-Zone finals. Then my sophomore year, COVID hit, so there wasn't really a season. Then this year, I was pleasantly surprised on how it turned out. Fortunately, I got knocked out in semifinals, but I'm ready for next year.
Yeah. Wait, you guys made it to A-Zone finals your sophomore year, freshman year?
Freshman year, yeah. We lost to NJIT.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it was
how much?
1-0.
What was it? Oh, that sucks.
Yeah,
Damn.
it was a good team.
Yeah. Okay, now tell us about you. Where were you born?
Okay. Yeah, so originally I'm from Houston. I was born in Austin, but moved to Houston for my dad's work and stuff. Played soccer there since I was 4. Didn't really hop from club to club. I was more of stay put until I actually needed to move. Started at Bay City. It wasn't the best, but it was good for my development. Went to competitive there at U12 or wherever it was, and then U13 I moved to Houston Express, which is the team I mostly stayed with. It was a really good program. So back in the old days, I'm 20 years old, kind of old. It would go, you start in Division 1, and then those teams would go to, the state level and then the national level and all that stuff. So we went from state to national as soon as you could.
Wow.
But then some moves started happening with kind of politics in the club, U.S. soccer, how it goes.
Yeah.
And it was time for me to move. So I moved to DA for my junior and senior year. I played with Houston Texans DA.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's a big jump.
Yeah, it was. But it was definitely needed. It really helped me get to where I am today.
Can you depict the difference from playing for your local clubs to playing for Houston?
Yeah. So the speed of play, it takes a while to get used to. So Houston, for example, such a big city, such a lot of talent.
Yeah.
But the thing is, there's a lot of independent teams, so the talent is so spread out compared to maybe Dallas, for example, where all the talent's in FC Dallas or Solar. So my team, there's a lot of talented players on it, and I'm used to playing talented players, but it's all spread out. It's not one conglomeration of everybody.
Yeah.
So getting there, it was definitely a humongous jump. I thought, I played the highest level for regular club. This will be fine. First couple weeks, it was definitely a change. Fitness, especially, that was the biggest thing. I remember preseason might be the worst time of my life.
Really, the conditioning.
It was. I've never been in better shape in my life.
Yeah. What did they make you guys do for conditioning?
So the place we played at was called Burroughs. It was a humongous park, and there's these trails that would go everywhere. And a lot of the parents would run during practice and stuff. So we would go back there for preseason, and there's these big sand hills, steep,
Oh, my gosh.
And we would do stuff like carrying people on our back up the sand hills and racing and go on 45-minute runs, 8%. It was crazy stuff.
Wow.
Yeah. Everyone was throwing up or dying at the end. But we were in the best shape. So.
So what made you fall in love with soccer?
I think the beauty of the game. Even from a young age, you're able to tell wow, this is awesome. Even as a 4-year-old, stringing some passes together and scoring, or learning how to slide tackle for the first time.
Yeah.
Getting a yellow card in the YMCA somehow. I think all these little things kind of added up to me sleeping with the ball at night, and just watching it all day, every day, and just absolutely loving it. Playing for 3 different age groups at once.
Wow. Yeah.
I got some coaches suspended because I played 4 games in one day because they kept bringing me different teams to play.
Yeah.
And they got suspended from nationals with their older team because of me. Yeah.
Did you have any family members playing?
No, actually.
Before?
I'm the first one. I mean, my dad played as a kid, but nothing just rec league. I remember the way I got into it was my parents at the YMCA were all Legends Were Born. They bought the sports package. There was soccer, baseball, and flag football.
Yeah.
Flag football was fun. Baseball was whatever. And then soccer just fell in love.
You just fell in love with soccer?
Yeah. Didn't turn back.
Don't they play a lot of soccer in Texas?
Yeah. It's obviously, especially in Houston, humongous Hispanic culture.
Mhm.
So soccer's just everywhere.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
it's everywhere. You can go inner city, outer city, suburbs, everywhere. There's just soccer.
Mhm.
And I remember one of the things that stuck with me, like when I was looking for colleges and stuff, was I was at University of Mexico at a camp, and the coach said you can go anywhere in the world and make friends through soccer. He was
Mhm.
talking about a story where he was in the jungle somewhere in Mexico with his wife because that's where she's from, and
Yeah.
he didn't know anybody, but he just started playing soccer and just got to know everyone in the village and just had an amazing time
Yeah.
with all his friends.
I think soccer is just like a world language, right? It's
Yeah,
just
of
like
course.
so big.
Yeah,
It's like you could just connect with the world through soccer.
yeah, it's like
you know?
math. Like it's the language of
Yeah.
the universe.
So you went to University of Mexico for like.
Yeah, so that was gonna be the place I was gonna commit to actually.
Really?
But on my way up there, their program got cut, which is unfortunate. It's a top 25 program, highest NCAA attendance rate. Usually have about 3,500 people at the games.
Mhm.
I remember for like the All-Star game at the end of the day, at the end of the camp, we played against a local high school, and I've never played in front of so many people in my life. There's probably about 1,000, 1,500 people just at that random game. People were sitting on the roofs watching over the fence and stuff.
Yeah.
Crazy atmosphere. It was so
Wow.
unfortunate. Yeah.
And do you know why they got cut?
It was like funding. I forgot what happened, but I think it was funding because a couple other programs there got cut. Like they had a national championship in cross country skiing, and that got cut too, and all this stuff. I don't know what happened though.
Oh man, that must have sucked.
Yeah, on the way
Yeah.
up there, we got the email.
Damn. So like, when did you decide to take soccer seriously? Like, you were like, I want to play soccer.
I think whenever all sports they didn't become boring to me, but I kind of lost interest in, as a kid, most people play all sports as, just parents keep their kids busy.
Yeah.
I didn't want to do anything except play soccer. So I'll go to regular training. This is when I was 9. I'll go to regular training and then go to personal training right after at that age. And my parents have supported me through my dream, and, they really pushed me to not force me to do it. There's never a forceful nature, but, push me to be my best, and they would help me in whatever way they could. So I think that, coupled with just the love of the game, kind of nurtured that.
So when you Mexico wasn't an option anymore, how did you hear of Stetson?
So our head coach Emmett Rakowski. So I had a few offers besides Stetson.
What were some offers?
So University of Mexico, I had a full ride offer to Oral Roberts, offer at UTRGV down in the valley back in Texas. HBU, I had an offer. Fordham up in New York. UVA, I was talking to. UNC, I was talking to.
Did you visit all of those schools?
Yeah, I did. A lot of people tell you ID camps are a waste of money and stuff, but I never thought that. I always enjoyed them, especially you get to travel to a new place, enjoy it, and see the school and see how the team is and everything. So I did plenty of ID camps. I had so that's actually kind of bad, but coaches stress about you emailing coaches, all the time. I didn't do any of that. My mom did it for me. She said, I just want you to play soccer and have fun.
Yeah.
So
Wow,
unfortunately, she has a marketing degree from University of Texas. So she was really good at that and marketing me well. So it panned out.
Yeah.
So I heard of Stetson through Mercer. So I went to a camp at Mercer when I was about 8th grade. So I started ID camps at 8th grade.
Yeah, Mercer was.
It's in Georgia.
Oh, okay.
Macon, Georgia, a little town. So I started my ID camps at 8th grade, which was really early. But yeah. So after that, I started being recruited by Emmett, our head coach now. When he moved from Mercer to Stetson, he was the assistant coach here for a little bit. He invited me out to camp here, just to see, and I went to the camp in the summer. I had been on kind of a tour, I guess, of camps, and so kind of last one of the summer before I went back to DA.
Yeah.
And they said we're offering one kid from the camp, and I was the kid. Yeah.
How many kids were there?
Probably like 60, 70. Yeah.
Yeah. How is the team Stetson right now?
Right now?
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean? Like, environment?
Yeah, like how to, yeah.
So, we're going through changes right now. Especially, with Emmett becoming coach and everything, there's some changes to be made. And as a team, we're working together to rebuild a culture that we think has been lacking. We had a team meeting about it, actually, a couple weeks ago, but it's on us to build a culture. And I think that's the most important thing. And so right now we're in the middle of building that culture, and it's tough, especially building it from the ground up, compared to other programs where they weren't as successful as us, and we need to keep that standard. And so that's kind of what we're dealing with right now.
Yeah. And how was transitioning from DA to playing for D1 college?
So a lot of people, tell I am a perpetrator of this. Heed warnings that people give you. Heed warnings. I was told, oh yeah, the college level is much more fast, much more physical, blah blah blah. I'm like, I played DA.
Yeah.
This is not gonna be that big of a deal.
Yeah. How big of a deal?
Exactly. Well, when you get there, then it's a culture shock. You're like, oh, yeah, they were right. It for me personally, it took me a few months even to get into the physicality of it and everything. I came in at 145, and it took a lot of college soccer is about the weight room, and that was another transition for me. Instead of going once a week with our trainer back in DA, where it was more power and stuff, now you're actually lifting. So that was another change for me.
Mm-hmm.
And then speed of play honestly isn't that much different. It's just you need to make better decisions quicker, and decisions that are more effective than making a 2-yard pass there or there.
Yeah.
You need to be breaking lines all the time. So that was another change that I had to go through.
What position did you play?
I play right wing back now, but I came in as a center back.
Really?
Yeah, because
that's a big change.
Yeah. I like cracking people. I don't really like attacking.
Mm-hmm.
But I had to kind of grit my teeth and learn how to attack a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it was a big change, and the biggest change is fitness.
Yeah.
Running 13 miles a game, that's gonna kill you.
Yeah.
If you're not fit.
And what are some routines off the field did you guys do in the weight room?
So we have right now we're in the off season, so we lift 3 times a week usually, unless there's a game. For example, tomorrow we did stretching instead of lifting. Maybe a normal lift would be start off with a warm up, kind of stretch out a little bit, roll out, and then our trainer would get us with hang cleans, power cleans, or then bench press, kind of just general stuff. But in between each, we'll superset it with a mobility. So maybe skiers, pal off press, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like I said, Fridays we usually stretch out and kind of maybe do mobility hurdles and stuff.
Yeah. So how many times did you guys go in the weight room compared to train on the field?
So we'll train. So it depends. If we have a game, then we're training 5 days a week. If we don't, then it's 6 days. We only get 1 day off. It's in the spring, which is another big change because I've never had that before. I've always had the weekends off, and that's another thing that the cult again. It comes back to culture, where the culture of the team's changing. Where we want to be the best. We want to win the ASUN.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone needs to be bought in, and we're going there on Saturdays. No matter what.
Yeah.
So we'll lift 3 times a week, train 6 days, or play 6 days at least. Maybe fitness twice a week, built in.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
What do you hope to accomplish personally?
Just say I was a D1 athlete. If maybe I'll go pro, maybe I won't. But I still have that. I worked my ass off for this, and I made it. I was reading a statistic the other day that only 2% of kids playing who are in high school playing soccer right now only go D1.
Yeah, that
so
is true.
I made that 2%, and that's something to be proud of. But there's still stuff to work. There's still stuff to be better at.
Mm-hmm. And what's the goals for the team as a whole?
ASUN championship. That is the biggest. We haven't won one in years, and so that go to the NCAA tournament. That'd be an amazing experience.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the collective goal. One thing at a time. But that's the first goal that we need to get to is win the ASUN championship.
It's so many heartbreaks, man.
Yeah, I know. We've been there this close a couple times in my career, but never gotten it.
And how was the game so far this season, the spring season?
Like I said, we're building culture, and we dealt with a lot of turnover this year. So we're trying kids out new positions where we had 35 kids, and this goes back to college soccer. I'll get into this later, but it's not for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
It's grueling. Some days you're like, oh my god, you can barely get out of bed because your body hurts.
Yeah.
So a lot of kids can't handle that. They can't handle especially balancing that with school as well.
Yeah, that's a big thing.
So we are, I'm not gonna say we're struggling right now. We're not,
Mm-hmm.
but we're learning.
Yeah, adjusting.
Adjusting. That's a perfect word for it. We're adjusting. And this weekend will be a great benchmark before spring break because we're about halfway through the season.
Yeah.
So we'll see, okay, what do we really need to work on, and how's the team gonna be?
Mm-hmm. And you guys had 35 kids before, and how many kids do you have now?
We're at 23.
23.
Yeah.
Do you know why, the reason for that, big?
No, I don't. And like I said, college soccer is not for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
So people have their various reasons and stuff. Transfers, people just end up quitting. 3 of those people were graduating anyway, so it's not like, but it's a lot. I was surprised.
Yeah.
I was surprised, especially when, I thought everyone was bought into building the program. So.
And like, what are some things that you are personally working on to improve for the fall season coming next?
So for me, my 2 biggest things that always come up in my personal meetings with the coaches is fitness, and then technical skills of the ball. Fitness is that's just grinding. You have to do it.
Yeah.
No one likes doing fitness, but you have to. I hate it. I hate it so much, but you have to do it. We run beep tests every 3 or 4 weeks, so we get benchmarks.
I hated that one so much.
Yeah. And we have a pretty high standard as well, so the coaches and players will get on your ass if you don't get it. And then so technically, like I said, I can pass. I could, but to be at the level, there's you always need to be working on it, no matter who you are.
Yeah.
Because when you need to be sharp, you need to be in concentration, and that's where the fitness comes in as well. Because as your stamina goes down during the game, your concentration goes as well, and that's the biggest part. And that's so being physically strong and physically smart.
Yeah. Keeps
you mentally smart as well.
Do you guys have like a thing where if you don't reach a certain level on the beep test, you can't play or?
So no, especially in the spring. So it's more of a big deal coming into the fall from the summer because the fall is your real season. That's do or die.
Yeah.
Spring is more about fitness and everything. So coaches might be a little more lenient on how you come in from winter
fall,
break.
Yeah.
Like you should be in shape, at least getting 45. That's our standard, is 45 when you're coming in. But we're working on getting everyone to 55 and 60 right now, which I'm not there. A lot of kids aren't there, but like I said, it's just something we need to work on.
Yeah. And how's like the team bonding from the time you came in? And
so it's a lot better now that my junior year, at least. So my freshman year is more cliquey. People wouldn't hang out with people, not because it was just very cliquey.
Yeah.
And it's not really how you build a team. But now, especially with kind of the fat being cut off the team, where like the big turnover, now everyone who went through it together is still here together, and that kind of brought us closer as a team.
Yeah.
We go out and have fun as a team. We go to the beach as a team. And chemistry is a humongous part of the culture as well. That's what we need to work on.
Because when you're coming in from all those different countries, it's like all the French kids are gonna study the French kids. Like that, that's the only person that speak the same language. So like what really joined you guys, and
I think besides the love of soccer, it's the kind of especially for the internationals, you're at a new school.
Yeah.
You don't know anybody except the team when you're coming in at first. You're gonna want to stick with the people you know, and so that kind of forces everyone to be together. We're always eating together at the cafeteria. We're always, like I said, going to the beach. We're always at training in the morning. We're with each other all day. So, there will be bonding coming from that.
Yeah.
If there isn't, then that's a humongous problem.
Who are the funny players on the team?
Funny players. There's a lot. Steele, Gabby and Charles are like this little duo that just
cracks you up.
Crazy, man. Like it'll be 8:30 in the morning. They're just 6:30 in the morning even. They're just cracking. I'm like, oh my god, man. Like how do y'all have this much energy?
Yeah.
I mean, there's plenty of funny players. We're in no need of that.
Yeah.
It's always banter in the locker room. Always.
So no one's like always serious.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't play well when you're always serious.
Yeah.
It's a people get this notion that you need to be serious all the time. Guys, soccer is a game. It's meant to have fun. You need to play fluid. It's not a science. And unfortunately, the American view on soccer is it's a science. It's film. Wait, blah blah blah. It's like no, just relax. Let us play. Just like we're here for a reason. We showed you that we could be here. Let us play and be a little creative.
Yeah.
And, I think that's a big part.
And what are some like rough experiences you've had playing D1 soccer?
So the roughest one was last year with COVID. I was put in quarantine 5 times, so I spent a total of 66 days in a hotel room by myself.
Wow.
So I would go into quarantine for 2 weeks and then be out for a couple weeks, just get back into shape and then be thrown back in. So I didn't play at all last year because of that. It was unfortunate, and fortunately I had family 30 minutes away that helped me throughout that because like I said, I'm from Houston, so there's no one within 60 now.
Yeah.
So that was probably the roughest time of my life. Actually, it was just bad. I'd have my family on FaceTime have my family on FaceTime with me constantly, just not even talking, just having them there because it was just
it was tough.
Yeah, that and the soccer aspect was like, there's nothing I can do about it. School's throwing me in quarantine. It's just unfortunate because you can't do much in a hotel room and to get in shape. So it kind of screws you over. That was definitely the roughest experience of my D1.
And what are some good experiences over your whole career so far?
I think, training every day, staying in shape. That's the reason I love soccer, because it keeps me in shape. And I think being with the boys, that's just awesome. Having it's like a built-in group of friends. You have to be friends, or you're not gonna be a good team. So, going out with the team, having a good time on Friday night, Saturday night, whatever. That's always awesome. There's plenty of good experiences.
Do you have any stories traveling with the team, some fun stories you had with the team, experiencing them?
My favorite tradition, kind of when we go on our first away trip, is we do freshman lookalikes. So the seniors will go through the freshman roster and put a screenshot of their picture next to someone that they think they look like, and it gets pretty crazy.
Really?
Yeah, it's awesome, and you just hear the whole bus laughing and everything. Everyone's just whooping and hollering and stuff. It's funny.
And so, what's your major?
So I have two majors actually. I'm cybersecurity, which is it's hard.
Yeah.
To balance the soccer.
Yeah.
But I love it. I absolutely love it. And then I also am a digital arts major for fun, more for my photography. My mom was able to get me a double major because she's a academic advisor at Grand Canyon.
Oh, really?
So she was able to look at my skills and say, "Oh, I can get you two majors, without taking any extra classes." It's that's fine.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
And do you have any minors?
No.
No minors.
My plate's full with this too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, what do you plan on doing if soccer doesn't work out?
So actually, I have an internship in Kansas City this summer with a company. I'm starting a new division for them. They want to try something new, and they're bringing me in for cybersecurity. So if that works out, I get offered a job, then I'll do that and be happy and content, and kind of work my way up in the world.
Yeah.
And I have no problem with that.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I love it. It's not something I find grueling or something I don't want to do. Besides soccer, that's my other love in life is cybersecurity. Which is funny to say, but and soccer does play a part in that, because I wouldn't be at Stetson without cybersecurity. Without soccer. So I wouldn't have found cybersecurity. I wouldn't have found that love. So soccer, again, opens so many doors in your life. Sports in general.
Yeah. Yeah. What's your year?
Oh, so I'm class of 2023. I'm almost done. Home stretch. Next year will be pretty difficult with senior research because I'm doing it for 2 different degrees, and then so I have to do 2 different proposals, 2 different projects, or I can find a way to put them together. I don't know how, but so I'm looking forward to honestly graduating, getting into the workforce. So yeah. And
you've been here since your freshman year?
I have, yeah.
So how do you like Stetson's culture?
I love it.
Yeah.
I love the school. When you go to camps, people tell you, make sure this is a school you want to go to. Say you get injured or something, you can't play anymore. Make sure this is the place you want to be. I came to Stetson. It's in Florida. Who doesn't want to go to school in Florida? 30 minutes from the beach, 2 different beaches.
Yeah.
New Smyrna is gorgeous. We're there every weekend. The academic quality is very high.
Yeah.
The pedigree of the professors is very high. 1 to 12, 1 professor to 12 students ratio. That you don't get that.
Yeah.
I think gorgeous campus. I don't really find anything wrong with Stetson. Honestly, I love it. And if I was a regular student there, I wouldn't mind it either. A lot of people are like, oh, it's not a big school. Well, I mean, small schools are for everyone, but that's what I was looking for personally. I don't want to go to UCF where it's 75,000 people.
Yeah.
I see the same people every day. It's easy to make friends. You see the same people every day when you go out. It's
so
cool
nice,
friendly. It's cool little culture, man.
Yeah.
Even the landscapers, they're so friendly. They know your name. They're like, oh, what's up, Thomas? Like, what's up, Robert? They just know you. It's awesome. It's a relaxed culture.
And what are some activities you like doing besides soccer?
So photography. I enjoy that. I kind of do little mini documentaries, like black and white and stuff.
Really?
Yeah. I go to the beach. That's a pretty obvious one. Hiking a lot.
Really? You like hiking?
I love it.
Where have you been hiking before?
So I've been to every state except Hawaii and Alaska. So I've been hiking in every state. And so what I'll do sometimes during the semester is, if we have a 3-day weekend, I'll fly out somewhere and go hiking, like Colorado or something. I just went this last semester. I think I'm going to Utah this semester. And then that's more kind of like a special occasion, though.
Mm-hmm.
Hanging out with the boys, that's always a good time.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Have you been skydiving before?
I have not.
Yeah.
I know Luis has, though.
I wanna go soon.
Yeah, I've been indoor skydiving, but
indoor. How was that like?
It was. I mean, it's fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's expensive for 2 minutes, but I think real skydiving would be much more fun.
Mm-hmm. What do you do like in indoors? Like how does that work?
It's like a big wind tunnel, and then they put you through like a 30-minute class about how like your body shape needs to be and stuff. And then you go in the wind tunnel for however long,
Mm-hmm.
you get your couple turns, and then you're out.
Yeah. Where like what like state did you do that at?
Texas, back in Houston. It's a place called iFly.
Mm-hmm.
And my grandpa took us there one day. That's fun.
Wow. Yeah. So like, what's your like advice for players in America playing DA that wants to play D1 soccer?
Well, so DA is gone, unfortunately.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But this is for anybody. Mm-hmm. It's not just for D1. It's college soccer is hard.
Mm-hmm.
It's you're not just dealing with soccer problems. You're dealing with life problems as well because you're on your own. You're living on your own. You have to feed yourself. You have to make sure you're balancing schoolwork and everything. I think my biggest advice would be freshman year. Don't party every week. Like we all want to have a good time and party.
Yeah.
Get your stuff straight first. Get your time management down because it's hard. It's a change from high school.
Yeah,
high school's easy. I hated high school.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna go to college because of high school because it was just so boring. I had to be like reassured like no, college is not like high school.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like high school. You have freedom, but you're still in a part of your childhood where it's still a bubble.
Yeah. And
you have to be careful with that because, again, your actions have consequences, whether it be soccer or life. So with soccer, make sure that you have your stuff straight. School, make sure you have your stuff straight. Then you get into the fun part of college.
Mm-hmm.
I think for the first couple months, it's kind of acclimation.
Yeah. I think I did the opposite of that, and then I reaped
the
consequences.
Real quick.
Yeah.
You learn real quick.
Yeah.
But I was opposite of you. I didn't go out once until this year, So do I regret that a little bit, But I have my stuff straight now.
Yeah.
I have my time management.
Yeah, that's the way to go.
Never had a late assignment. Never had a 0 in college. Very proud of myself. Very different than high school.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would be my advice is, be careful.
Yeah.
Be careful.
That is true.
You can get ahead of yourself and not realize what the situation you're in. Because you're an adult. You need to realize that.
Yeah, that is true. And what's your favorite like MLS team? Do you have a favorite MLS team here?
I did. It was LA Galaxy when Zlatan was there.
Yeah.
But now I could care less.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Do you have a favorite team like outside of the U.S., like in Europe?
AC Milan.
AC Milan? Really?
Yeah. Wherever he is my favorite team.
Mm-hmm.
I just love that guy so much.
So my next question was going to be, who's your favorite player? But I guess it's Zlatan, right?
Yeah.
Why do you like Zlatan so much?
His attitude.
Yeah.
And the fact that he can back it up.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's an amazing player.
Yeah.
And it's crazy that he's 38 years old or however old and he's still playing.
Yeah. And
granted he's getting injured over and over, but and it's just inspiring seeing the passion for the game that long.
Mm-hmm.
And still how much work he puts into it even at that old age. It's like Tom Brady,
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Well, what's your take on like what's happening now, like, between
Russia and Ukraine?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't want to get too political. But it's so sad, man. And me and my friend have been talking about it the last couple of days. It's like, damn, like it was just unprovoked at the end of the day. There's no reason. They know that. I mean, Ukraine's winning right now, but and go Ukraine.
Yeah, go Ukraine.
Go Ukraine. Go Ukraine. But it's just sad. There's these videos. I saw a video my friend sent me yesterday where it's this family in their house and they're looking outside the window like recording with their iPhone and a plane flies by and like blows up their neighbor's house. And they see that, and I hear a kid screaming in the background. It's like it just breaks my heart. You know? And then you hear stories of these people like, on Snake Island, the 13 Ukrainians that like they were told to surrender, and they said like, "F you" to the ship, and then they all got killed. But I mean, they're protecting their country. It's just it rises a feeling inside me. I don't know. It's crazy.
And it's fun. It's fun how like the soccer community is trying to get a voice across.
Yeah, I mean, you look at Instagram yesterday, and all the teams are standing at midfield even like other sports, basketball even.
Yeah,
they're supporting the Ukrainian brothers and sisters. And it's just it's such an unfortunate situation. It's heartbreaking. There's no need for it. There really isn't. And there's theories on why it's happening, about how Putin wants to restore USSR's glory and all this stuff before he goes out. He's 70 years old. It's so stupid. I hate it. And I look at it from a cybersecurity perspective, because Russia's a humongous cybersecurity threat.
Yeah.
And it's just like ransomware groups are taking the side of Russia. And I'm like, how? Like, what morally can you think? Be like, wow, let's support the slaughter of innocent people. Yeah. It's just crazy. I mean, and you see these stories about, Russians are even protesting this. They're getting arrested. Military people, the Russian military people were abandoning their posts and running away. They don't want to kill Russians.
Really?
Yeah, they don't want to kill Ukrainians. It's such a like scuffed situation, and nobody wants to do it except the government. And it's like, damn, man.
Yeah, it sucks.
Like I said, we're lucky to be born in the U.S. I'll tell you that. We're like, fortunately we're safe here, but looking to get my draft letter soon.
Yeah, they're making a lot of jokes about that, and I'm like, okay, I hope it does not come to that.
Yeah, I know. But if it does, I guess I'll go.
Yeah, we don't have.
I'm about to step in and
do your thing. Yeah. Yes, sir. Well, I appreciate you coming out. I'll be looking at you this season. I hope you guys accomplish that goal of ace on final championships. Yeah. I really hope I'll be there with you guys all the way, rooting you guys on.
Really appreciate it, man.
Yeah, I appreciate you coming on the podcast.
Yep. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.